Hello and welcome back to Children of Misery. My plan for this stream is to keep working on the religious symbols and kind of expand on the different religions of the world. I don't have like a world name yet for where Misery takes place. I have the country name. It's in the country of Dremlock. Misery is the city, capital of that. But I just want to flesh out kind of the world building that we've been doing with the Titans and also the magic system. I have a video that I'm working on very slowly. That's going to be all about the magic system, how it works, and how it relates to the Titans. So there's a lot of big concepts that I want to cover, and I kind of just want to do it right the first time. But currently, we're working on different symbols for different the different religions. We have Droma. This is the first month of the year. This is also the Titan that Misery is built on. Sort of a crescent type shape. This represents sort of like a sleeping eye. This magic kind of has to do with ideas and creation and dreams and chanting, stuff with the mind. So it kind of resembles a closed eye with a tear going down. Very fitting for Misery. But another goal with all of these symbols, as we kind of go through them, is that they work for different purposes, that they could be put on tapestries, they could be put on doors, they could be put on churches. Sort of designing it in a way that you might design for like a pin or a sticker, sort of logo design almost, religious logo design. We've got Aurak. This has to do with like kind of seeing, prediction, the future. Their followers are marked by kind of an eyeball symbol. We kind of landed on this. Again, this could be placed on top of something. This could be stitched onto clothing. This could be a pin. This could be a medallion. So just going with basic silhouettes for all of these. Oh, I've got a cat in here. Hello. Validus. Oh. Cat, what are you doing? I don't have video going for this stream, so you'll just have to perhaps hear little meows in the background. But anyway, Validus, this is the magic that kind of has to do with like raw energy, power. This is what you would think of for like basic attack magic. Just releasing a burst of energy. And then for the month, these aren't necessarily in order. We're just kind of going. I'm just kind of reviewing what we did last time. But it's energy that could be a positive force or negative force, and kind of what you put into the world is what you get out of the world. We were toying around with Nelio. This is like the creation magic. So like whereas Droma is dealing with like the ideas of the mind, Nelio is actually creating something. So I could see the like craftsmen being followers of this. I'm kind of toying around with like a bug kind of shape just because when we were drawing Titans before, my concept for this guy is sort of bug-ish. There's like arms that are constantly being created, so like each step he takes, it's a new limb, just sort of constantly regenerating. So I wanted to pull from bug stuff. We were also kind of toying around with like a leaf for like creation. I'm not super jazzed on this design. I think I'll probably go back to it today. This one is for Alvar, which is like protection magic. Um, so defense, boundaries. We were kind of going with like different like shield shapes and kind of mashing those together to see what we could get. But again, I'm more happy with the direction of this type of stuff. Less so with that. I think we took a break from that because we were working on Mortis at the end of last time, which is the very end of the year, sort of the death of the year, and also the Titan Mortis deals with death, life and death magic. So anything that has to do with life force. So we kind of went for sort of like different like coffin, tombstone shapes, um, kind of skull-ish, very vague skull. So we'll just pick up from here and we'll see where we get to. Get my brushes. There we go. And we were working with different symmetry tools to kind of play around with that. Round that out a bit more. Yeah, I'm not totally dissatisfied with that one. I could see it being something. If we did like that sort of changes it. If it was like longer, or if it was like, yeah, maybe 2. That's kind of an interesting shape. And then on my other page, I've got sort of just a couple tabs open just to do some research on different symbolisms. I've got some alchemy symbols that I imported in here just to like draw some inspiration from for different shapes. Here you can see with the death shape, and here is sort of a similar idea, sort of like an omega symbol for the end, but could also vaguely resemble a skull. So drawing a little bit from that, but I want to make it more angular. And the fun thing with like necromancy in this world is like it is a legit like career path for like morticians or forensics investigators, things like that. But it's definitely a more like taboo magic if used outside of those contexts. Like I would imagine you would have to be certified or licensed in order to like actually wield that kind of power. So there's probably a time where they weren't. The necromancers were just kind of going around doing stuff, which I don't think people would be super thrilled about. Let's see, which other titans do we need to do? We have Dromanelio, Aurak Validus, Alvar, Ilus, and Nulos. This is like change in look versus change in form. So change in look is like illusion magic. That would be an interesting. That'd be an interesting one to explore. I could see Uh, one second here. Make a new layer for... I could see Ilus being sort of like one of those optical illusion type things where... Turn that off and just sketch for a second. Like the kind of... How do I even draw this? That's like the back of it. This is like the front of it. Something like that. I don't know. That seems a bit too complicated, but... The like paths that are like 90 degrees, 90 degrees, like 90 degrees, but they all like meet each other. I'm gonna look up a reference. That seems interesting. Okay, yeah. So it's like that. 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 Right? Something like that. No, that's not right. Something has gone wrong. But I don't know if that really works anyway for the like symbol of it. Let me look at some other illusion ideas. I want it to be like almost hard to look at, but like it still needs to be possible to like go on something as a symbol. This one's interesting. There's one that's like a... Something like that. That's pretty interesting. If we like shade that side, make that black. Let's just jot down some ideas. I'll put a little note at the top just so anyone joining so illusion magic. This has to do with changing the look. I'm looking at my world building notes here. It focuses on one's sensory perception of the world. How people see the world can be distorted from reality. This can become a pleasing effect or detestable. Followers of Ilus study the ways of deception and illusion in order to seek truth in their own perception of the world. Some use these abilities from their own gain, while others use illusion to uncover true corruption and evil. The month of Ilus is a time of reflection to analyze what has come and what lies ahead. With eyes unclouded, so it's seeing through falsities. I like the idea of doing like a triangle based one, so maybe we'll come back to that. Because, like, from what I can tell, actually, the symmetry tool might actually help with that. If I do, like, a three-way radial. It's sort of like that. I guess I can do the straight line on top. Because then this connects up. Like that. This gets erased, right? Yeah. It's not the right thickness though. But just doing a symbol like that could be fun. Although I do like the two-tone. And this would require three sides. Maybe like geometry. Like I like the idea of geometry being used in the symbolism. Like those weird like charts that hurt your eyes when you look at them. I don't mind it being a completely closed shape necessarily. Actually, what month of the year is it? We could do that many sides to the point. 6 hexagon? Yeah. Try that. Okay, what did I do? I'm trying to figure out, trying to wrap my brain around the like process of this. What did I do differently the first time? I think it's because this has it like going to the center. Does it need to go the opposite way? That doesn't make any sense. I think it's because the outside needs to be squared off. Right? Like this has to be here because the inside of one, has to become the outside of the other. That goes to there. Yeah, that's kind of it. I think it's too complicated. I think 2 or 3 is going to be a better number to work with than 6, but at least we tried it. Although I guess circles are also an option. Could try that. So if we do like copy, if we did like circle, circle, same thickness in between. So it's like 3 circles across, and then we did sort of a, that goes into there, this goes into here, sort of thing. Or if there's a way to make this like a vertical illusion, like that kind of shape. Can we do radial with 2? Yes, we can. It's like if we did, I guess that only works in the middle. Let's move that guy out of the way. Center it a little bit, but that's fine. It's like if this came out here, like this is traveling this way. That's the shape. But to make it 3-dimensional, yeah, this would go out from here, and you would erase this part. Yeah, so something similar to that, maybe. That would be the sort of like 3D version of that idea. Although that's sort of verging into the eyeball territory, which is already has a symbol like that. What if we did... use a thicker brush just to get the... something like symmetrical, but it like... messes with your brain. if we have a central part that sort of connects it. Because, like, you can sort of accomplish... You can sort of accomplish the same thing by doing that. Trying to replicate the... But those are all three... That's like three disconnected shapes. And we need them to be connected somehow. It's like this one I just did off to the side. That actually still connects. So you could do something with that. I think the simpler the better. Just don't know if I want to do 2-side or 3-side. Just doing some research. I needed to... I'm liking the direction of... Just make some notes so we don't forget for later. I like the direction of that guy because that is like one continuous line. Like that could be forged out of metal. And it gives sort of the illusion of the knot without having to fully commit to it in a three-dimensional sense. Like you could still draw this. Like I think that's the key, is like all of these symbols, Like, a child should be able to draw them. Like, if I asked a child to draw that symbol, they could do it. If they asked them to draw that symbol, they could do it. This one, I think they could do it. Same with that one. This one is harder. But I like the idea of having like a... It could even be asymmetrical, that would be fine. It's almost becoming it's almost becoming this. Which, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I can't even do it right. But you get me. But it's sort of that idea. Yeah, there we go. It's been so long since I've actually drawn this that I've completely forgotten how it works, but the cool S, but like simplified down into the sort of just the points of it. And then, yeah, because that would go across. Right? I'm doing that right? I think so. Like, that doesn't work. I mean, it is the most sacred geometry, so it could work. I don't know. I'm kind of drawn to that one. I think that's the easiest one to draw so far. Let's do a new layer and then I can Get a big brush and replicate that. I think I did that radially with 2 sides. I think we could do it even bigger. Actually, what am I doing? I have a straight edge by my desk. Hold up. I need a 45-degree. .45-degree angle. It's definitely harder when I draw as precisely, but directly at the center. We could even do it a little bit thicker. Square off that. Kind of bring that to a point. Okay, there we go. Sort of a nod to illusory shapes. That's kind of what we'll go with for now. I should put these in order of the months, so I can figure out what I'm missing. Here we go. Droma, Nelio, Aurak. Yes. Validus. Alvar, we still need to do. Elus. Let's see. Yeah, Nelia, we're still working on that one. Elus and Nulos. We'll do Nulos next. Okay. Nulos, this is transformation. So it's like a change in form. as opposed to a change in look. So this is actually changing one thing into another thing. So transmutation would be part of that. So physical change. What I have written so far on that can be as simple as digging a hole or as amazing as becoming incorporeal. Religiously, Nulos represents physical change and embracing new things. Nulos seeks to change the world around them for the better, whether that is tilling a field to yield crops or challenging the status quo and opposing bad leadership and laws in favor of new ones. The month of Nulos is a time to reflect on the changes that have come through the year in one's life. In some households, it's a tradition to clean the house and rearrange the furniture in preparation for the end of the year. So, symbols for change. Is there anything in the alchemy? Not really that I'm drawn to. This one might work well with the circle, honestly. The one that we did earlier, so sort of a circle, but maybe with like hints of direction. It's like a cycle. Like one thing turning into the other. So that could work for us pretty well. Is there a symbol for like transmutation? I guess the transmutation circle from like Full Metal Alchemist. Not really what I'm going for. It's a little different. But yeah, we could come back to that sort of like symbol of change. I like the idea of kind of cyclical directions. And then you've got sort of a yin yang thing going on. It's like yin yang without having to be a direct copy of that. It's like, yeah, we could do something like It's a little more dramatic. Like that. Like that has direction, but like all the rest of these we can draw as solid black symbols. I'm not sure how to get this one to be like a solid black. It's like we could do like a solid circle in the middle. Something like that. Like Ilus and Nulus are very closely related, so I would actually be fine with it being sort of similar in look and design. So we could do something along those lines. Or we could start with a circle and do something within that. They kind of work together in that sense, which is interesting. I don't hate that. We could design it in a way where they sort of interlock with one another. That would be really interesting, actually. Like if I turn that off, I'm pretty happy with that design. Because the circle could go here, but it needs to come further out. There we go. I quite like that. Then they work together. Turn the symmetry off so I can actually see it. Make this a little thicker at the bottom. Okay. Let's see what we got so far. We got Droma, Dreams, Nelio, Creation, and or Nelio, Creation. I'm not sure about that one yet. Aurak, I'm going to lock that one in. Happy with that. Validus, pretty happy with that. Alvar needs work. That one's the shield one. Ilus I like. Nulos I like. Mortis I'm okay with. I think we could come back to that and make it better in the future. But we're getting closer. We just need to refine like 3 of them. Let's go back to Nelio, the creation one. I think we could get something done today. I almost want to just start again and see what we get to. Just do some rough thumbnail doodles. Like, how can we make this look bug-like? But also we do a six-sided one just because the bugs have 6 shapes. We'll get a circle going in there. That's almost a snowflake type thing. Turn that off. Just do regular symmetry for now, see what that gets us. So we could do a shape in the center of that. We've done like diamonds before. We've done so we could turn it sideways and see what that gets us. Actually, if anything, this is like 4-way symmetry. Almost like a spark. like doing maybe a different shape in the middle. Like that I kind of like. I like that all the other ones kind of have like somewhere to stick the thing. Like you could make it a stake in the ground, and that would be very easy to do. It's like I don't know if there's a better way to do that. Like if this went up. Like we could do parallel lines. This looks more like bug to me. I don't hate that. We could save that off to the side. That way we can pull from it later. Like, what's the... What's the deal here? Could do like a seed shape or like a tier shape, like a little seed pod. Then it's almost a menorah. Like you could put candles on that. Like a little candelabra. It's an idea. I'll throw it to the side. I'm not like super attached to it. it's almost like Spider-Man symbol a little bit. Do like a thorax kind of middle shape. That could be the like pointy part. I don't know. I'm almost still drawn to these two. If we did like a big diamond shape. Sort of emulating off of our first one. I think the smaller center makes more sense. I think I need to stew on this one a bit more, but we're getting somewhere. But thanks for joining me for the stream. If you've got this on in the background or something. And I'll see you next time.